Okay guys, welcome back to Cycle Every Day. We had a week off last week because we were away. We kind of went on holiday to Malvern, and then we also went up to Blackpool and then the Lake District, so that's why there wasn't any video last week. But thanks to everyone who's watched the last video, which was about our new basket for our dog, which we used while we were away. And today's video is just going to be about a new announcement from the government in the UK, which is called gear change, and why it's so important and why I'm really happy that this has happened in terms of active travel and also importantly cycling in general. So you'll see on the screen here what I'm looking at. This is the gear change, kind of like a bold vision for cycling and walking. And the whole point of this is really to make it safer for people to be more active in the way that they travel around. So rather than using the car, for people to be able to walk, cycle, use public transport, and also a mix of all of those different things. But the most important thing is that it's made safer for people to go around daily lives. So this isn't just about people who are cycling on road bikes in the countryside, but this is for people who are using the bikes every day or walking every day, and making their lives easier and safer, and also to try and get rid of car dependency, which is a major issue at the moment, and also going forward with climate change. So the more people that can be more active, the better. And this is a really good kind of document from the government explaining how they're going to change things and also why they're going to change things. And what I'll do is I'll put the link to this in the kind of description below. So if you haven't looked at it already, you can do. But it's got some really good points here about how good being more active is in terms of helping the NHS, and also helping remove congestion and traffic on the roads by more people cycling. What I'd like to say about this is I just hope that this works, okay? And I know it's got the backing of the government, and it's really positive that this has come out, but I just really hope that it actually is followed through. Not only by the government but by local councils. A perfect example is since COVID-19's happened, we live in Dudley, and I'll be honest with you, nothing has happened in Dudley for cycling. There's no changes been made. They've put a few bollards up in the town centre for social distancing, which actually has made it more difficult to cycle there. And there's no thought whatsoever to help people. And the reason why I bring this up and I hope this works is because as a family we're trying to not use the car, and we haven't used the car very much, and we're cycling a lot more now. The perfect example is today we went down to a local shopping centre to get some school uniform for our eldest, who's going up to secondary school in September. And in terms of the journey down there, it was absolutely shocking that we had a lady in a car, an old lady in a car, and a passenger in the back, who was annoyed that we were taking the lane, the centre lane, because she couldn't get past, and we were delaying her journey by about 30 seconds maybe. And if you look at the screen now, example here, why are we in the middle of the lane? Well, for a start off, I've got a 7-year-old cycling in front of me. The lane is very narrow, and the reason why we're cycling in the middle lane is so that you don't overtake, and so that when you do overtake and it's safe to do so, you give us enough room. There is not enough room to overtake right there now. And what you don't see on these pictures is because we don't have a camera on the back of the bike, is the fact that this person actually nearly ran into my wife and my oldest son behind us. just because they wouldn't wait and they wouldn't be patient. I mean, we can see here, for example, there are no cycle paths. There's no segregated cycle paths on this route down to Kings Winford. Now, this route would join Dudley kind of cycle path from Russell Hall Hospital down to Kings Winford and make sure that it was safe for people to cycle. There's lots of schools in Kings Winford. There's schools on the way down. We probably pass about 2 or 3 schools down there, which surely would encourage more people to travel by bike and to make it safer. Our oldest son will need to take this route that we went on today to get to school. And the main point here is we do, as cycling and cyclists, we have as much right to be there as a car. We have as much right to get to our destination as safe and in one piece without getting hurt as any other person on that road. And like I say, the reason why we are in the middle of the lane right there is because it's not safe for you to overtake. I'm doing that because I'm not putting my 7-year-old right up against the curb in the gutter with all the rubbish, and I'm trying to prevent someone from overtaking me dangerously. When it's safer, we'll move over a little bit so you can overtake, and hopefully you're going to overtake us safely. Also, bear in mind, I've got a cargo trailer on the back of my bike, which is wider, so it makes the bike wider. So that's another reason why I'm taking up more room. But obviously, this situation was not a good situation. And you can see, if you look at the other picture here, that very pleasant person in the back of the car, when they did eventually go past us, which they were far too close when they did eventually overtake us anyway, sticks a finger up at us as we're cycling by. And that's a lovely kind of picture there for my 7-year-old to see, and also be kind of like be part of on a nice family cycle ride down to the local shopping centre. The fact that someone would do that with the kids there, and being honest, they delayed for like 30 seconds, and that's the kind of thing that you get. I honestly think it's a very good example and a great gesture as they close past us and put us at risk there. Apart from the fact you've nearly killed my wife and my oldest son, but then to finish it off, that's how you pass us. And I think it's great. And you can see there is the car that it was. And honestly, I just kind of expected more really of people in general. Like I say, we're trying to follow the government guidelines. We're trying to be more active. We're trying to get shop locally, and that's the kind of thing that you get. And honestly, I just think it's a little bit shocking. And what I do wish is, I wish that people, if they've got problems, that they're patient and then they actually write to the council and complain. Complain about the fact that there's no cycle lane, there's no segregated cycle lane, which we would have been using if there was. We're in a very funny situation at the moment where you can't ride on the path because you're not allowed to ride on the path with when you're on a bike. But then if you ride on the road, you hold the road up. So obviously the best situation here surely is for segregated cycle lanes where cyclists are in a lane, pedestrians have a path, and road users have a lane to use as well. And then everyone's safe, everyone's happy, people are doing what they want to do, and hopefully more cyclists will go out and explore the local neighbourhood and shop locally to support the local economy. And that's the main point. And hopefully this is what this new government guidelines and proposals will do. Now, I realise that it's going to take a little bit of time to get going, and I hope, and I use the word hope because I think generally, as in terms of cycling infrastructure, we get promised a lot of things and it's never really delivered that well, and it always goes back to, the car's complaining that the journey's taken a little bit longer or traffic's taken a bit longer, and they just get taken away. And I just hope that that isn't the case in this situation. I really don't want to put people off cycling. I think it's brilliant, and this experience isn't going to put us off cycling. You know, you get the odd person who doesn't behave properly and doesn't want to share the road with other vulnerable users, and you know, you get that all the time. But I hope that the council follows through on this. I hope that they put these segregated cycle lanes in and make it more pleasant and safe for everyone in general. And you know, hopefully everyone can start cycling and doing things that they need to do within a short distance. I'm not saying that cycles are going to take over the world, but reducing car usage is beneficial for lots of different reasons. And you know, and it's really good good to spend time with the family and do different things, and actually enjoy the journey down to your destination, rather than just sitting in a metal box with the kids on the iPad or the iPhone, not taking in any of the surroundings that's going on. Interested to see what you guys think. You know, have you had any similar experiences of people, you know, treating you poorly, and a bit of road rage on the bikes? Hopefully not with small children like we've had today and over the past few days, but you know, hopefully you haven't. But you know, comment below, tell me what you think. And you know, I really appreciate everyone who's subscribed so far. Next week we're going to do a bit on the trailer, which we picked up a few weeks ago. We've found that really useful, so that'll be the video for next week. And yeah, thanks for subscribing. You know, really appreciate all your support. We've had a few more subscribers over the last couple of weeks, which is brilliant. And you know, if you're enjoying these videos on our cycling journey, you know, consider subscribing. And you know, like I say, we appreciate all the kind of support from you guys. But thanks. See you next week, and thanks for tuning in. Cheers, guys.